Hey folks, it's Matt once again, and coming at you with, it would have been an unpackaging video. Very nice guy named Corey sent me stuff, and I made the video. I even messaged him on Facebook, but then the video was fucked. It's the best way to put it. The video was fucked. It was fucked, so I'm doing it again. So if Corey sees this, I do apologize for that. I have it, so it should be worked out, but the video was just fucked. Which does make me a bit mad because I know the guy wanted me to do an unpackaging video, give my reaction to it, so I do apologize for that. But it's just the way it is. And also, I must throw in there, I got a package from another guy named firstpower100, and the reason there wasn't an unpackaging video of that was because he had said he was sending 3 DC animated films. He didn't say what they were. Then come to find out that one of them was damaged and sent back. So I went, oh shit, he's probably don't want to know which one it is. So I opened it real quick to see what they are, and then I told him what it was, so that, hey, you know, find out what that is. I mean, this is what it, whatever the third one was, get your money back because they damaged it, and make sure you get your money back. And if they ask you, now you know which one it is. I don't think I typed that part, but I figure he would realize that. And like firstpower100 doesn't have to send me anything else because this guy is, if you follow my channel, firstpower100 has sent me a lot of stuff in the past. A lot of stuff. So I want to mention the stuff he had sent me first, which will be reviewed. For those wondering, I'll do that in a vlog, what's coming next, which is pretty much, I'm going to finish up the Van Damme movie reviews. I will finish them up. No Retreat, No Surrender, Black Eagle, The Hardcore, Assassinate Your Asshole, all those stuff. Replicant, the later Universal Soldier movies, all that stuff. In Hell, 6 Bullets, Pound of Flesh, when that comes out. I will... Actually, I have a way to watch Pound of Flesh. So, thanks to some help. So that's all coming. And then after that, I'm going to get to this stuff here. And then after that, I have a lot of other stuff to get to, so I apologize for that. But anyway, this 2 that he had sent me is Son of Batman and Batman Assault on Arkham, which I actually have seen these, and I've reviewed these, and I'm waiting to upload them when I finish the Van Damme stuff. I will say, unfortunately, I was not a big fan of these, which I do apologize for Power100 because I feel like an asshole saying that, because I didn't know what he was sending me, and it's not because I don't like some DC animated films. I do, because I really enjoy Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. I really enjoy The Dark Knight Returns with Peter Weller, The Flashpoint Paradox, Justice League New Frontier, some of the Green Lantern stuff, there's another one that you have. New Frontier, Flashpoint Paradox. I swear there was another one on the tip of my tongue. Under the Red Hood. There's been some that I've liked, but this one I did not care for because of the title character. The Son of Batman. First off, I didn't really care for the voice, Jason O'Mara, and then Son of Batman is a fucking annoying bitch of a kid. He was an annoying tripe that I wish I could tell you, Batman, you should have pulled out and did it on the back so that this fucker wasn't born. But I'll get more to that in the review. And then this one was a bit better than this one because Kevin Conroy's the voice of Batman, but it's good when he's in it, but he's a small supporting character. This is more about the Suicide Squad, which in this case is Deadshot by Neil McDonough. That's always a bad sign. Harley Quinn, Killer Frost, Captain Boomerang, King Shark, and Black Spider. And it's more their story. So if you're a fan of Suicide Squad, this is the movie for you. But if you only enjoy when Batman shows up, well, it's not tons of that. But I did more in depth into these. But I do apologize for that. I feel like an asshole, but I am going to be on. I do feel like an asshole, but it was still the thought. It is the thought that counts. It really is. It's not just a bullshit thing to say to someone so that they don't get pissed off at you. It is. And a very nice guy named Corey who has sent me stuff before. He had sent me autographs before. And I always felt bad when he sent me autographs because I even messaged him that I was never really a big autograph guy. I just never got into autographs. But it was more of the gesture of this guy sending me stuff. But I said, please, you don't have to spend that much money on me because aren't autographs really expensive? I'm in Iowa. That means there's nothing but corn and shit around here. So there's no conventions unless they do one where Captain Kirk is born. As even that would be nowhere around here. But there's no convention, so I've never been to a convention. I've heard horror stories at conventions, but from what I understand, aren't autographs pretty expensive, like 20 to 50 bucks? And I'm like, for a guy who's not a big autograph guy, I feel like an asshole for someone spending that much money on me for something that I'm not 100%. Like, I'm very 100% on movies, or Blu-rays, or movie books, or posters or something, but autographs was never for me, so I felt bad. But he's like, oh, don't feel bad. But I still, so I said, yo, please no more, because you have sent way more than enough. Great, great stuff. I've been a very lucky person, and I know that. And that's one of the reasons why I keep doing it, because I've been very lucky so far doing this YouTube thing. For example, he has sent me autographs. In this case, Terry Kaiser from Friday the 13th Part 7, of course, Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. He had sent me Kane Hodder, Jason Goes to Hell, which is the first Friday the 13th film I saw. Catherine Mary Stewart, who is a beautiful lady. And I had to comment, all the best to you. And you know what? Her autograph, you can actually tell what it is, because most autographs are chicken scratches. Dick Warlock, Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. Very cool stuff. Steve Dash, aka The Real Jason. I've gotten some very wonderful autographs. George Romero, which in this letter he had written me, told me he actually got this for free, which was insane. And Ernie Hudson. And before I get to the letter, because like right there, I mean, how much did this cost him? If George Romero's free, what, the others were what, maybe 20 bucks a piece? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, over 100 bucks? I mean, I'm like, please, I mean, granted, I'm a greedy fuck. You can buy my whole Amazon wish list because I'm a greedy fuck, and I even said that, and some people get pissed off, but I've said that many times. I'm a greedy fuck, and sorry, I could be kind of a neat freak at times, but I feel bad. You know, someone spends that much money on me. And then he had sent 4 brand new Blu-rays, I guess, for movies for me to check out. For example, Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Which I actually did watch this because it was, yeah, I liked the first Hot Tub Time Machine, but when I saw this, I didn't really care for the trailer, but I guess he wanted my opinion on it, or maybe because I've said I'm a fan of the first one, but this one, Jesus Christ, it's fucking bad. At least in my opinion, it's. You miss John Cusack, and all they relate is jokes like, this guy's nutsack is expanding, so let's jam a needle, and then semen blasts in their face. Their face gets blasted with cum. I mean, nothing against Corey, he didn't make the movie, yeah, so, the first one was a film that didn't need a sequel. I mean, yeah, Yeah. But again, it is the thought that counts. But I guess he wanted my opinion on the film. But, and then you have Into the Woods, a Disney film with Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, Chris Pine, and Johnny Depp as the wolf. Which, this isn't really my kind of movie, but I'm guessing he wanted my thoughts on it, so I will watch this and give it a look. From the director of Chicago, and I wasn't even a fan of Alice in Wonderland, folks. So I don't really have high hopes for this, but hey, I didn't have high hopes for World War Z and Pain and Gain, and I like those movies. So hey, you never know at the end of the day. I don't have much hope, but you never know. American Sniper, which kind of reminds me of Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg, which was a movie that I didn't really rant on, but just wasn't my kind of movie, and I think this is going to be the same thing. I know about the story and about what happened to this guy in real life. Someone killed him, and I don't think they show that in the movie. I think it's just in text. And it's based on a book, directed by Clint Eastwood. Of course, if I want to see this movie directed by Clint Eastwood, I'll watch Heartbreak Ridge. I like Heartbreak Ridge, but again, I know it has a lot of reviews, good reviews, but it just doesn't seem like my kind of movie. And also Smarts would go, yeah, good movie. I watched Heartbreak Ridge. That's a good movie. Clint Eastwood directed some Dirty Harry films. Those are good movies for me. Or actually, those are movies that I like. I mean, I don't know if I'll like this film. And I have a bad feeling this is going to be one of the films I'm like, not my kind. I'm going to get people pissed off at me, going, what the fuck, you don't like the movie, you don't love it, 10 out of 10, what about all the critics love it? They're good. I'm glad they love it. There's a lot of critical darlings I love too. I love Inception, I love Gravity, I love The Shawshank Redemption, I love Forrest Gump, I love even films like The Source Code and Moon with Sam Rockwell, and Hamburger Hill, well, that's not really a critical movie. Platoon, I liked. Full Metal Jacket, I liked. But I don't know about this movie. I mean, but I would give it a look. I would just feel bad if I don't like the film and someone sent it to me. And then Birdman, which I will admit, of the films, I was curious about because of Michael Keaton's performance, which he got an Oscar nomination. I know my friend Mike saw it. The first time it was eh. Then the second time he really loved it. This one, though, I heard about the ending where he fucking flies off, and it's like, oh, is it in his mind? Is he dead? Is he alive? And I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Is this movie going to end like this? Can't it answer a fucking question for a fucking ending? Oh, make it up yourself. Well, hell, I could make up the whole entire movie if I wanted to do that. I don't want to spend 2 hours and then not have an ending. Just make it up yourself. I could do that before I see the movie. And that doesn't mean I need to be spoon-fed. It's just, I'm sorry that, oh, just think whatever the fuck you want. Thank you, great. So is it that kind of movie? Or, I mean, that kind of ending? But I will say I am curious for Michael Keaton's performance, but we will see. So, although I must say this is still very cool stuff. Even though for all I know, I might not end up liking any of these. I mean, granted, I thought this was a real step down from the first Hot Tub Time Machine. It really felt like a cash grab. And this movie, Into the Woods, it just doesn't seem like my kind of movie. It just seems like Alice in Wonderland, which has Johnny Depp, so maybe that's why it's making me think that way. And I mean, I wasn't even a big fan of that Hansel and Gretel movie that was R-rated. I mean, it was okay. Well, I mean, it was there. I mean, I like Jeremy Renner, but I don't know. And this isn't even that. It's PG. It just doesn't seem like my kind of movie. Plus, Disney is not really a great fucking they haven't made a lot of great movies lately. I'm not talking about Marvel stuff either. I'm talking about other stuff like Lone Ranger. Wasn't that Disney? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't care right now. But an American Sniper, I have a feeling it's going to be like Captain Phillips and Lone Survivor, where they're very critically hailed movies. Hell, Tom Hanks, I love Castaway. Love Forrest Gump. But Captain Phillips just wasn't my cup of tea. American Sniper, hell, I love Platoon. I love, I don't know. We'll see, though. I mean, these could surprise me. And I will review these after the Van Damme stuff and after those stuff. But enough of that. To get to Corey's letter. This is Corey once again. See what I did there? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Because usually I say, hey, this is Matt once again. And I just something I tend to do. I just naturally. I don't know. Just one of those things that when I start a video, hi, this is Matt once again. I don't know. I have no reason. I just do it. These are the last autographs I got for you. Let's start with George Romero. George is a very sweet teddy bear of a man. He has a great sense of humor, as I'm sure you've seen in his interviews. He mentioned his involvement in remaking The Mummy at one point. I asked him a bit about it. All he had to say was his version would have been much closer to the original and not a Raiders of the Lost Ark ripoff like the Brendan Fraser, Stephen Sommers version. Which I like that movie, though, The Mummy. By the way, his autograph I got free because he was a VIP holder. Next is Kane Hodder. This is the 4th time I saw him. He's just as funny as in person as he is in interviews. He agrees that the Jason Goes to Hell design is one of the best ones, but it was still the most difficult to wear out of all the makeups he had to wear for Jason. Well, I think most people, they think that's the worst one, the Jason Goes to Hell design, but I'm fine with it. He tells some stories, and I'm fine with it because I like the movie, and I never had a problem with the design in Jason Goes to Hell, but I know I'm in the minority. Hell, I love that movie, and I'm in the minority. He told some stories about his autobiography, some stories that were actually pretty interesting. The main one that surprised me was that he was the shortest kid in his class. The other one was he was mercilessly bullied by many classmates. As you may have seen interviews with him, he talks about how he keeps his distance from actors who he kills in the movies and then gives them his all in the kill scenes. I'm convinced that the bullying from his childhood, which he never got revenge for, is what he uses for reference when he films a kill scene. Now to Steve Dash. He was at this particular convention as part of the Richard Brooker Memorial Tribute. Of course, Richard Brooker is the guy who played Jason in Friday the 13th Part 3. Steve had great stuff to say about all kinds of different interests. The main thing that was cool was how he made amends with Warrington Gillette, and the rivalry is all water under the bridge. Next is Catherine Mary Stewart. I told her immediately how much I enjoy seeing out of the comics. She told me how it was one of her favorite experiences working on the movie. Just a quick sidetrack for a moment. She was there along with Lance Dietz for the last Starfire reunion. I think you'll find this a bit funny. The guy in front of me in this line asked Lance about Jaws' Revenge. He just shook his head in shame and said, "Everyone wants to know about that movie." The main thing he said is that the movie was a very disorganized production. He said the script was rewritten just about every day of production. Got to the point where he and the cats pretty much stopped paying attention. But yeah, Catherine was very kind, just as beautiful now as she was back then. Now on to Ernie Hudson. This was long before the Leviathan Blu-ray was even thought of. I told him how much you and Mike loved the movie. He said thank you on the spot. And also, I don't know if I can fully credit myself with this, but I actually messaged Scream Factory's Facebook page and suggested an interview with Ernie Hudson. They actually responded to my message, and as you can see, they got involved. Can't take the full credit, but I'll take a bit of it, though. He was very thankful for the film having a fan base. Well, it's a small fan base. I mean, there's me, there's Mike, there's my friend Efrey, and you could probably add about 3 more people, and we're the fans of Leviathan. Hell, even the special effects guys are not even fans of Leviathan. And they were interviewed on the damn Blu-ray. Next on the list is Dick Warlock. Other than being the second Michael Myers, Warlock has been either a stunt double or a stunt coordinator on many movies. Told a couple funny stories about how he helped John Candy with the line reading on Spaceballs. He said that he learned a very valuable lesson on the production. Never go behind Mel Brooks' back. He said Mel told him, "I'll be the director, you go back to stunt coordinating." The other story I found amusing that he told me about was he was working on Child's Play 2 and 3. Said the main challenging job on Child's Play 3 was keeping the kids under control. I found that amusing, thought you would too. Then the last but certainly not least is Terry Kaiser, who was just as kind as everyone else I had met at these shows. The main thing he spoke about was the plan of making a Weekend at Bernie's 3. To be honest, I don't know about that. It reminded me of Triplets all over again. The one with Eddie Murphy going to be with Danny DeVito and Arnold. We don't need a Weekend at Bernie's 3. Because we didn't need a Weekend at Bernie's 2. It's kind of like the Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Some movies don't need sequels. Weekend at Bernie's I love. Doesn't need sequels. Hot Tub Time Machine I liked. Doesn't need sequels. As for the movies, I handpicked these hoping you'll enjoy them and to change it up a bit. Sorry about Hot Tub Time Machine 2. It wasn't my fault. It's Steve Pink, who directed it, did a crappy job, in my opinion. More the script, actually. But I'll get to that. But who wrote the script? Josh Heald? Piss poor script. Sorry. I do apologize about 2 years ago. Oh, he had sent some movies, and a few of them, quite a few of them, were not really. I know some of those were not so satisfying for you. I still enjoy those reviews. Well, I'm glad for that then. And don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to tear them apart this time like you did with Cosmopolis. Yeah, some people were pissed at me for doing that because they thought I was insulting. See, that's the thing. Some of these people, they actually tell me to do whatever I want with it, but there are people who get pissed. Oh, you ripped that, but that guy sent to you as a gift. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about, pal. And he says here, I'm not going to ask you to tear them apart this time like you did with Cosmopolis. I personally don't think you'll ever top the Venomous Rage. I still send that review to my friends, and most of them get a kick out of it. I hope you enjoy these okay, and once again, happy birthday and many, many more. Sincerely, Corey. And Corey is a very generous guy. He's a very nice guy who, thankfully, I've heard some horror stories with conventions. It seems like, thankfully, it hasn't hit him. And I've heard stories, though, of bad conventions, and thankfully, or people getting ripped off. It doesn't seem like he did, which is good. Yeah, he said this was the last autographs because I said, you know, I'm just not a big autograph guy. I just would feel bad if he kept getting autographs for a guy who won't 100% put him up here as other people would. What I put up here is that he was very generous. Very generous. And again, I know like I said before, people say that the thought that counts is bullshit. This is a perfect example where that's not bullshit. The thought of that. Hey, here's a guy, me, that this guy Corey doesn't know. I'm going to send them a bunch of autographs I have over here. Same with letters. That when I get these letters, I don't throw them away. In fact, just to show, I actually have it over here. That's a couple. I actually have over here some of the other stuff. Ah, damn it. That there. This here. This here. This here. I'll just grab a handful. These are still all the letters that I have when people have sent me stuff. Right here. Because that means a lot to me. That someone took the time and energy to do that. For a guy who just sits in front like this. Sorry if you saw my crotch. Hopefully you didn't. Maybe you saw my crotch. I have to edit it. But I made sure so you didn't get a full blown on my boner. which I'm sure if ladies actually watch this, which none do, they probably still wouldn't enjoy it. So it would be defeat the purpose anyway. But considering I'm talking about 99.9% of males, they don't want to hear about my boner. But I like to do crazy stuff just for the fuck of it, because all I do is sit here in front of a webcam, which was another gift from someone, and I've been very lucky. And all I can do is thank you guys for that. Again, I just sit in front and talk, and somehow during the course of my Van Damme reviews, and I'm not done with those yet, I've gotten over 6,000 subscribers. And that's very cool. Because, you know, I do this for fun. This isn't a job. I don't get paid for it. I still have to do stuff out there to make that. Or at least get that still going. And I do thank you guys for that. Thank you very much for that. So, for the kind words, kind comments, people wishing me a happy birthday on my Facebook page, on this page. I'll make another video just getting a little bit more into that, but thanks to Corey and Freddy 3911 and firstpower100 for the very nice gifts. Thanks for watching, take care, and the same day there should be another video right after this. So, see you guys in a bit. Later.